Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. And welcome back to the Operation Hill 100 channel where we do what? Focus on healing, humor, and hot motherfucking topics. What's up, you nosy motherfuckers? Woo, child. Okay, so as I know, you guys are extremely nosy and you want to get in folks' business just like I do. So we're going to get into this Dear DJ letter. But before we do, please do me a favor, hit the thumbs up on this video. Do not proceed to listen to this letter without hitting the thumbs up. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe to this channel like yesterday. Stick around so you can drop your comments in the comment sections. And if you find somebody that this letter pertains to or that they need to hear my feedback, feel free in sharing. Let's rock and roll. Dear Deja, I've been dating a fine black businessman for the last 9 months, and to be honest, it feels good. He's very educated, ambitious, funny, genuine, and has a coin. I love that for me. But last month, he revealed to me that he has a business opportunity, actually a very lucrative one, that he wants to pursue. And I was in full support of that until I heard that the opportunity was on the other side of the damn country. Now, don't get me wrong, we have a whirlwind romance that I think we both truly enjoy. So, excuse me. So much so that is why he presented the opportunity for me to accompany him. And to be honest, I would without hesitation, but I have my own life, my own family, my own responsibilities, and everything else where we currently live. I am the caretaker for my aunt who raised me that's ill. I am the eldest of my siblings and I provide for the youngest one. And I have a career here that I genuinely love and enjoy. While I don't want to just give up on love, I also don't want to just uproot my whole life for this whirlwind romance that I haven't even been in for a year yet. I'm just undecided and honestly apprehensive. Let me know what you think I should do ASAP. Signed, stick with what I know or just up and go. Ooh. Okay. I need to drink a little water. Okay. First of all, I love the whirlwind romance with the new boo. That seems to be incredibly successful. That's what's up. That's what's up. I can definitely understand how that can make you feel like, oh my goodness, the love of my life. I got it. I got it. So congratulations on that. I'm praying that you guys are able to push forward and make it work and so on and so forth. So congratulations there, right? I do love the fact that you seem to be very transparent with yourself. And I like that because sometimes when we get in these whirlwind romances, we can kind of live in that land of delusion, right? So it's like everything's great, everything's great. I don't know what's going on around me, right? And sometimes we lose sight of what's really important because again, you're in love. So I get it, I get it, I get it. What I love is that you was like, no, 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 I'm in love and this is great. But there's also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the other side that I kind of want to work through and see what's going on there because I don't want to just make all these hasty decisions because I'm in love, right? I don't remember. I know you said it was a couple of months that you guys have been in a relationship. As I always share with people, and this is just a personal opinion, I don't know it to be true or not, and I don't know you guys personally, right? But time can always reveal the strength and the magnitude of where the relationship is supposed to go, right? So I always say that when you're with a person for a short amount of time, you kind of still don't know them yet, right? You kind of still don't know them yet. You're still trying to figure them out, right? And again, in the beginning, when you're still trying to figure them out, it's like the honeymoon phases. So it's like, oh my God, everything's great. We're dating every minute. We're sexing every hour. We're doing this. We're doing that. It's just all of these things that come into play because, again, it's just the beginning. I don't really know you. I'm showing up here with my representative. It's all good. It's all right. Fuck what they fuck one night. You know, it's great, right? But then as time goes on, you get to know more about the person, you get to see who they really are, and then you get to make final decisions. Now, granted, let me say this, every relationship is different. I know some people that would tell me, listen, we met in 6 months, it was married in a year. And then you have some other folks that's like, we was together 10 years and got married in 12, right? So again, it all depends on the couple. You have to do what I encourage everybody to do. I talk about quite a few things a lot on Dear DJs, and there's only a few that I talk about a lot, and two of them is your pros and cons list and your boundaries. This time, we're going to talk about your pros and cons list. Because while I do understand that this sounds great in theory, like you said, there's some apprehension here. So you want to make sure you run down the list to see if either A, I'm playing myself and I need to relax, or B, I need to follow my heart and do what I need to do. Right? So my suggestion would be, if we were sitting in a Hill of Heart session, let's do the pros and cons list. Let's do the pros and cons list. Let's do the pros and cons list of leaving with your businessman that you're very fond of and have been with X amount of time to go across the country, or staying and handling your responsibilities that you have here, and either A, ending the relationship, or B, having a long distance relationship. Because again, there's always options. There's always options. The thing that I know about two people that want to be together, they can always find a way. So there's always options, right? There's the option of, hey, I can just go with my whirlwind romance and come back here periodically to handle my responsibilities. Or I could stay here and handle my responsibilities, and every so often go over and visit my whirlwind romance, and we can still be a couple. So there is options here. You just have to now see what those options look like if you're going to be with or without this situation. My first step after making the pros and the cons list is also consulting with people I know, I love, and I trust, right? Because sometimes we as women, right, we can definitely, especially when our heart is in something, we can lead with our heart, right? You lead with emotion. You lead off what you feel. So every sign points to go, and so on and so forth, right? But then when you're having a conversation with somebody who genuinely cares about your feelings, who knows you well, but they're also not emotionally entangled in your situation, they can have some real talk with you. Right? And the real talk looks like, okay, this is what you want to do. Let's see what that looks like. They can talk about knowing you from past experience and things you have done that have worked or either didn't work out. They could talk to you about knowing your character and saying like, okay, well, I think this might work for you, or I think it might not because I know you well. And they can also help you see a different perspective from your own. Now, granted, I always tell people, when getting advice from others, you take the meat and leave the bones. That's what I do. Because sometimes when people are giving you advice, they mean well. As a matter of fact, I think, anywho, I think all the time they mean well. But not everything is for you. Some things are very, very specific to that person and their lifestyle. So I always tell people, when you're receiving advice from anybody, including self, you take the meat and you leave the bones. So now when that person is giving you their feedback, they're not the end or be all, but it's good to hear another rationale so you can kind of know how to bounce things around in your mind to make the best decision for you. Right? I think that you should also be very genuine in the conversation you have with your businessman about your apprehension and then your wanting to do so. Because I know in any relationship, whether it's romantic, whether it's friendship, whether it's with family, you want to always lead with effective communication. You want to always lead with effective communication. So what you can do is first is like, listen to me. Let's try this. Let's talk. Let's talk about what this really looks like, because I know you invited me because I'm the love of your life. I was saying I wanted to go because I am the love of your life. But at the same token, like you said, there are other factors that come into play. So let's have that conversation, because I want to be real with you. I want to be genuine with you. And I don't want to lead you on or let you down. Right? Because I realize that that's what people are good at, right? When you're in a romantic relationship, it's either you're doing one or two things. Either, not one or two, but two things can be happening, right? You can be leading a person on, or you could be letting them down. That's not the end or be all, because then there's that middle piece where you're actually loving them and taking care of them and making them happy. But if that's not happening, it's either you're leading them on or you're letting them down. And you don't want to do either one to him. So being honest and fair and sharing what you feel is the best starting point. Because then he's like, okay, I fucks with you because you was real with me. You was real with me. You told me what you felt. I can't be mad at that, right? And I also think being real with him would allow him to share some things with you, and you can kind of take a look at what that looks like for you, because he can either say something like either A, okay, I respect that, I'll give you time to think, or let me know if you need to be presented with other options. Or he could say, B, man, fuck all that. Come with me. If I can't have no long distance relationship, I can't do that. So you need to just pack your things up and we'll make it work from where we are, right? Whatever he says, it gives you the opportunity to assess the type of man he is. Because remember, it doesn't seem like you guys were met with a situation like this yet in your relationship. So this is your first time. And it goes back to getting to know an individual. Now that I'm newly and just getting to know you, and we're now faced with a situation, I can see who you are in that situation, which is whatever he says to you. And again, you want to be clear in making that assessment and taking it in, because if you're now saying, let's just say you're saying, oh, I'm going to make a final decision, I want to make sure I'm clear on the man I'm making the final decision with, right? So again, I think you should be very honest and open when having a conversation with him. Let you know what this looks like for me. And I'm just being real with you, right? Because these are things you guys probably never talked about, right? And him also hearing that could also help him in saying, okay, maybe we need to shift some things to move differently, right? If take a sip. The final decision is made to press forward and move all the way across the country with your whirlwind romance. Be a grown ass woman and sew up all ties left here, and also give your word on what you are going to do and what you're not going to do, and stand on it, right? Because that is going to shift a lot of things, seeing as though you are responsible for a lot of things here. Like you said, I take care of my youngest sibling, I take care of my aunt that's ill, I'm very important and I enjoy my job. So a lot of things are going to shift when you start making these new decisions. You need to go with a full-fledged plan, and then you need to make sure you stand on what you agreed to. So like, let's just say one of the things is you're saying, let's just say you're paying your youngest sibling's tuition, right? If you want to continue to do so from where you are, you need to say that. Listen, no matter near, far, up, down, and out, I'm still agreeing to pay your tuition, and you will get that check every whatever of the month. If you're saying I'm no longer agreeing to do that because I can afford to, then you need to say that as well, right? But whatever plans that you have for the situations that's taking place here that are going to shift, they need to be very clear cut, concise, and you need to stand on that. Because what you don't want is everybody looking at you now like, wow, in the middle of the ninth inning, you just going to bail out on us. It's not fair. And you also don't want folks looking at it like, oh, well, you said you were going to do something and you didn't stand on business. So you have to be very clear with them if you're making that decision, right? Be true to self. Be true to self, because a lot of times, we get in situations where we're people pleasing, right? So you can probably say, hey, I'm just going to stick around because I know my sister would be disappointed, my aunt would be disappointed, or you're probably saying, no, I'm just going to go because he might be disappointed. I love the fact that you would want to consider other people's feelings, but I never wanted to get to a point that you're people pleasing. You have to consider your feelings first. And if you're in a situation that doesn't make you happy, you can't do it because it makes everybody else happy. You have to now say, what can I do? Right? So if going off and having a whirlwind romance across the country is really not what you want to do, don't lie and tell that person, or don't try to make that person happy by making yourself sad and upset. If it's not what you want to do, don't do it. Because at the end of the day, what I know about people pleasing is that it reaches its boiling point. It reaches its boiling point, and it can create resentment when you are other people, because it's like they never knew that you were just doing this because I wanted you to do it. I thought we were doing this together, or it was something you wanted to do as well. So now when it's reached a point of resentment and you cursing them out and you aggravated, or they can plainly see that you're not happy. You are not happy. So now they're looking at you like, what's wrong with you? And you're like, no, I'm good. But it shows up all over that you're not happy because you only made a decision that made somebody else happy, but didn't make you happy as well. People pleasing benefits nobody. So I want you to do some real self-talk and say, listen, whatever decision that I'm going to make, I need to also be happy with this decision along with other folks. I need to also factor in that even when I am happy, it may not make everybody else happy. And that's okay. You live to fight another day, right? I can help with that. I have no issue addressing that, because sometimes when we get into that bag, that's normally about some trauma from way, 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 way long ago, and it's resurfacing in that moment, right? And you never want to operate from your traumatized space. It doesn't bring out the best of you. So let's just say you're a person that you love, and you want this to work, so I'm just going to go. I'm just going to do whatever he says because I really, really want this. If that's genuinely not what makes you happy, then it does not matter how much you really, 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 really want you and his love to work. Y'all could get over there and crash and burn. Just because it's not really what you wanted. You just wanted him to be happy. Or you were in fear that I'm never going to get this love. No, it has to be what makes you happy as well. Same thing with staying over with your family. It's a beautiful thing to want to love and support the people that you love. But at the end of the day, if sacrificing what makes you happy for them has to come to the round table, you have to now figure out if that's something you could do. Because you do not want to be looking up years from now saying, I did all this shit for you. Because I'll tell you what a person will say back to you and look you directly in your eyes. I didn't ask you to. Or anybody that knows me knows that that's one of my biggest triggers. My biggest triggers is having a person or a group of people that I have done nothing but extend my love and kindness and support and all that to, have them look back at me and say, but I didn't ask you to. But in all fairness to those set of people, it's the truth. They didn't. It's what you chose to do. And nobody is responsible for your choices but you. So, my dear, I would suggest starting off with some of the things that I said. And if you're finding it hard to navigate how to maneuver what all this stuff looks like and how to put the pieces in place, come get your Operation Heal 100 Heart session. Come get your Operation Heal 100 Heart sessions, because what I'm also learning, and praise God for all of the new Healing Hearts participants I have received from these Dear Deidre letters. What I see and I love is that people love to write the Dear Deidre letters, but also remember, I'm only getting a snapshot of your story. So I'm only giving you feedback from that snapshot. So what ends up happening is now the person's reaching out to me like, no, but you didn't know. And I'm like, of course I didn't. You didn't share that in the letter because that would be too much to share. You need an Operation Heal 100 Heart session. Come on and get it. Come on and get it. I'm always open to giving further feedback if I know more information, right? But in any event, I hope that I was able to assist. I hope that you're able to make some decisions that benefit you. And I hope it all works out. In my wheezy voice, let it all work out. Right? In any event, my dear, thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, you should have hit the thumbs up 20-something minutes ago. But if you did not because you forgot and you got here late, please hit the thumbs up on this video. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Please, now that you're at the end of the video, drop down in the comment section and let me hear some of your feedback. Let me know what works for you. Let me know what you felt like, DJ, you could have said that a little differently, or you could have given some different feedback. You let me know what that looks like for you. Also, share this. If you know a person that it pertains to, or you just think somebody needs some good advice and I'm good at giving it, make sure you share it. Make sure you share this. I am the heart healer herself. In any of it, thank you for tuning in. I truly appreciate you guys. And you know what? Enjoy your day.